is the Look 765 Gravel RS. And while on the surface it may look like just another gravel bike, its history and legacy would suggest otherwise. Way back in the 1980s, Look, a French brand, took a big risk by signing American rider Greg LeMond. But this risk paid off, and in 1986, Greg LeMond became the first and only American to ever win the Tour de France. And the Look KG86 was the first carbon bike to win the Tour, setting the standard for decades to come. But fast forward another 40 years, and Look is once again setting its sights on another uniquely American phenomenon, which is gravel. The 765 stands as a testament to what's possible when you combine the precision of French road bike design with the rugged versatility of the gravel world. In short, it's a bike that connects the streets of Paris to the Kansas prairie. In this video, we're going to take a look at what sets the Look 765 apart from other gravel bikes on the market and find out if it's the right bike for you. So let's kick things off by talking about the frame. And this is where Look's carbon expertise takes center stage. This frame is built from high modulus carbon fiber, which is both lighter and stiffer than the standard fibers you'll find in more entry-level bikes. This means Look can use fewer layers of carbon to achieve the same strength, trimming grams off the frame while still giving you razor-sharp power transfer when you stomp on the pedals. But as any good Frenchman knows, it is not just about the ingredients, but how they're put together. And Look has spent decades refining its carbon layup strategy, essentially the art of placing different grades and orientations of carbon in specific parts of the frame. By layering stiffer carbon around the bottom bracket and head tube, they maximize efficiency where you want it most. Meanwhile, more compliant fibers are oriented into the seat stays and top tube, so the frame can flex enough to absorb vibrations before they reach your body. Speaking of compliance, at first glance, the wavy seat stays may look like a styling gimmick, but Look's double wave seat stays are deliberately engineered to flex vertically. That flex eats up trail chatter and buzz, reducing fatigue and improving handling. Look has also paid attention to aerodynamics, which can be seen in the elongated head tube, low-profile fork legs, and cleanly integrated internal cable routing. Last but not least, there's also plenty of mounting points in the front triangle and even dropper post compatibility, should you choose to add one later on. When it comes to geometry, the 765 Gravel RS splits the difference between a traditional endurance road bike and the longer, slacker setups you see on off-road focused gravel rigs. The 70.3-degree head tube angle is noticeably slacker than a road endurance bike, giving you more stability on loose descents and bumpy terrain. But it's still steeper than most gravel bikes designed for bike packing or rough double track, so you don't lose that lively, road bike-like precision when the surface is smooth. Even the stack and reach measurements tell a middle ground story. A medium frame comes in at 579 millimeters of stack and 376 millimeters of reach, giving you a position that feels a lot like endurance road bike, but with enough breathing room in the cockpit to stay comfortable over long gravel rides. Add all that together, and you get a bike that is impressively versatile. It's light and efficient enough for group road rides, but strong and capable enough for those long gravel grinds. The same blend of road and gravel continues when you start to look at the components. Starting with a no-fuss SRAM Apex mechanical group set. This system is simple, rugged, and intuitive, perfect for gravel where reliability is king. There's no front derailleur to fuss with. Instead, a single 38-tooth chainring up front pairs with a 12-speed 11x44-tooth cassette in the back. That said, there is a front derailleur mount should you prefer a 2x setup. The SRAM Apex hydraulic disc brakes had a consistent bite point and were more than powerful enough to keep things under control. As for wheels and tires, the 765 rolls on Fulcrum Rapid Red 900 wheels wrapped in 38mm Hutchinson Override tires. These are quite a bit narrower and lower profile than what's spec'd on most modern gravel bikes, making them ideal for riders looking to split their time between fire roads and city streets. Collectively, that puts the weight of my size small at just over 19 pounds, or 8.6 kilograms. But to be honest, between the fast-rolling tires and ultra-efficient frame, it feels even lighter. So what does this all translate to when you're out on a ride? Well, the Look 765 Gravel RS is really what it's meant to be, a road-inspired gravel bike. On pavement, it carries speed effortlessly. The stiff bottom bracket gives it a snappy, efficient feel that roadies will instantly recognize. Climbing feels lively, and when you stand up to sprint, the bike responds without hesitation. You could easily slot in a pair of slicks and ride this as an endurance road bike, no problem. On gravel, the bike shifts character, but keeps the same DNA. The long wheelbase and slacker head tube angle lend stability, so you don't feel twitchy when the surface gets unpredictable. The 3D double wave seat stays do exactly what they're designed to. Mute trail chatter so you don't feel beat up after a few hours. To be honest, I was a bit skeptical as to how the 38mm Hutchinson Override tires would fare off-road, but the level of grip they provided me left me happily proved wrong. The SRAM Apex drivetrain, while not flashy, shines here because it just works. Crisp shifts, wide range, and no batteries to remember charging. The 1x setup is perfect for gravel, but I never found myself running out of gear range on fast road rides either. If I had to sum up the Look 765 Gravel RS in just one word, it would be versatility. It doesn't force you to choose between race-ready efficiency and off-road capability. But that begs the question, what type of rider is best suited for this kind of bike? Well, the first and most obvious one for me is a road rider looking to branch into gravel without feeling like they've abandoned the characteristics that drew them to road cycling in the first place. The riding position, pedaling efficiency, and snappy road-inspired handling are all designed to make that transition seamless. I could also see it working well for generalists who want one bike to cover a lot of ground. Something stable enough for exploration, yet light and responsive enough for group rides or commuting to work. And of course, you can't forget about the intangible factor of brand legacy. Riding a Look isn't just about the frame under you. It's about tapping into a lineage that includes one of the most iconic Tour de France victories ever, making the 765 Gravel RS the perfect bike for Le Mans fans. At the end of the day, the Look 765 is a bike that borrows from both the world of road biking and gravel riding, making it perfect for riders who want one bike that can cover a wide range of uses. It's not the most radical gravel bike on the market, but that's the point. It lives comfortably in the middle, doing a little bit of everything really well. So if you're a roadie looking to dip your toes into the world of gravel, or a gravel rider who still wants road-like efficiency, this bike might just be the sweet spot. If you have any lingering questions about the Look 765 Gravel RS, drop a comment below. While you're down there, like and subscribe to Bikes Online channel where I'll be hanging out. And after you've done that, get out there and get ripping.